When I was growing up, All Dogs Go to Heaven was one of my favorite movies, and as I've been embracing the Catholic faith and everything that encompasses that, I've learned that all dogs do not go to heaven, which is kind of hard since I do have two little dogs. I mean, I have a little 4.5 pound Yorkie that's 6 to 7 years old, and then I have his son, who I've had since he was 4 ounces, and he's 5 or 6, and I've learned that they will never be able to fully take care of themselves. They will always need me to let them out to go to the bathroom. They will need me to give them their treat when they come in, when they do go outside. And that's how they obey. They're conditioned, they're domesticated, they're tamed, they're trained. So then when we begin to look at humans, we see how we're able to make rational and justified decisions. We don't always go and just do whatever we're like supposed to. I mean, you look at kids who are raised with really upright families who end up turning out being drug dealers and everything else, and we don't always go by whatever example is provided to us, whether that be a good example or a negative one. So today in the homily at church, or the sermon, the priest was talking about how he read a book about Islam, Christianity, and atheism, and how the youth, this next generation, they're not being inspired by Christians anymore, because it said that they look at terrorists and they see how they actually stand for something, and they actually give their life for something, and they're being inspired by these terrorists because they're actually standing for something. And, you know, the priest is saying, I don't know how exactly full on I am with that theory, but when you think about it, it makes sense. I mean, animals aren't really inspired by anything. They can't take something and analyze it and really decide, you know, oh, does that make me feel enlightened or not? They are very they're instinctive. They follow whatever they feel they should be doing. And if we want to do that as humans, we will never reach our potential. We will never actually reach that point of humanity that we actually can, even though we are advancing in the technological age, and we're advancing in our architecture, and we're advancing in all of these things to be more sustainable or whatever it may be. We will not, and in knowledge, I mean, we won't actually reach our actual potential. I mean, what kind of potential are we actually looking for? And so when I think about just what we're doing, denial edifies self. It edifies humanity because we actually have the ability to say no to what we want and move forward with something that we wouldn't have already chosen. When I was in massage school, we learned about our 3 selves. We have our basic self, our conscious self, and our higher self. The basic self is the 5-year-old in us that likes instant gratification and stickers and just those little, it's the subconscious. It's the one that gets fed. And then there's the conscious self that thinks and rationalizes and actually, goes through thought processes to figure everything out. And then there's the higher self, which is the spiritual consciousness. It's that connection to the higher being or higher deity that we identify ourselves with, in my world, that's the Catholic, that's the universal God, right? But then it could be as much as all the people on earth. That would be the higher being, the higher power beyond yourself. So it's that thing that connects with everybody around you. So we have these 3 parts of ourselves that ends up being something past what an animal can experience. And if we continue to just say, oh, whatever, I think I should get an abortion, so I'm just going to. I'm not going to think about the repercussions. I'm not going to think about this. I'm not going to think about that. We're not actually utilizing everything that we have, because an animal can't do that. They don't have the choice to actually think about it and say, well, if I do this, then that, and this, and that, and a long-term, drawn-out, here's the actual... they don't think about clean carpets. They can't rationalize like that, but humans can. We have a higher ability than them, and we need to actually be utilizing that. Otherwise, we're just like them. Otherwise, we're just like an animal, and we don't have to be. We aren't. We have abilities way further than that, and I'm kind of disappointed to see where we're going right now, just because we have so much potential and we're not utilizing a lot of it. And I would really like to see that change. So start inspiring. Let's do it and get together and do that. And that would be great. So Let me know your thoughts on this. I'd be intrigued. And today marks 1 year officially that I've been posting, so yay for that. And due to encouragement and everything else, I think I'll keep going on Sundays. So I'll see you guys again next week. Thanks again for watching and all the support, and I'll talk to you again soon. Okay, bye.